Afternoon, good afternoon. Right, so I'm just going to review this trade for Dane, or whatever your name is, Dane, because you've got about a million names, it seems. But yeah, so obviously you took this long here. Hopefully I marked it up right. You took this long here. I'm just going to break it down. A few things what could have done better. Obviously, it didn't end up hitting the target, and this is probably why. Uh, so come to the daily. We've had a lot of like that's just getting swept now. It's just getting absolutely torn. Probably I've got a couple of reasons for pullback. You got like maybe he was thinking that could be a pullback. I don't know, something like that. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not too sure. Looking at that, it'd just be like, right, I'm going to look for ways to get in long, short here. That's what I'd have been looking at on that day. Now come to the 4 hour. I suppose, yeah, you've probably seen this reaction on the 4 hour. Yeah, looking at it now, actually. Yeah, you've had this break of structure. You had this demand. So you had that break of structure there. So you've had that break of structure, and it's pushing into this FEG. I think, what time would that have been? Nah, that would have been Sunday. Right, so yeah, you've probably looked at charts. You've had a push up. So maybe in the chat, let me know about your thought process for this one, because I'm looking at that. I know we've had a good push up off this daily course of pullback, we'll call it. Like could have reached up here. I don't know if that was your aim. You was trying to trade it up into here to catch a quick scalp, going up into there. So yeah, we've had this break, and then we've got a 1 hour. Yeah, I don't know. 1 hour. We got a 1 hour. Sorry, I just had to pop out a minute there. Yeah, so it looks like you've come into this. Oh, looks like you've come into this imbalance here, and I don't know. Yeah, from a higher time point of view, I'm not too sure where you've traded from. Maybe this must be what you've looked to take, which is ah, yeah, it's all right. It's broke structure, but then looking at it from the higher time frame, it's not done too much. But yeah, looking at it from lower time frame, obviously it's just how you want to handle these things. Um, like for me, yeah, sure. I'm just trying to have a think. Yeah, for me, if I'd have come in and seen that, it's holding, and then you've gone to the lower, and that's holding. Yeah, I mean, them demands are holding. You maybe wanted to see that hold, maybe see like a bit of a chain out of it. So no, it didn't end up hitting that target. So if that would have actually broke that target there, then come back, then you could have maybe got an entry in there. But yeah, not fully sure. I'd just say reviews on that. Just look at the higher time frame from that point, because obviously you had to push up into this FVG. So yeah, I can completely see where you're coming from with that. 15 minute, like you've tapped into this zone down here. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. So you've tapped into. Yeah, you could say what you're reacting off of. You could say yeah, you're reacting off of this here. You had a big push up off that, so you're thinking, yep, that's going to keep going. So yeah, I'm not. You're not a million miles away with this idea. I wouldn't say. Oh God, what am I doing here? Yeah, I wouldn't say you're a million miles away. Yeah, so you've come out of there, you've broke that, and you've come back into it, and yeah, you're hoping that you're going to break something in here. Yeah, target that structure up here. Something like that. I can see exactly where your mind was. And you could have been right, because you could have been like, right, I'm going to play it up into here. But then what gave it the reaction? Yeah. Seems to be like something in here. This imbalance here really caused a bit of something. Yeah, it's trying to dissect it. I think you had the right idea. You were coming away, trading away from a 4-hour zone. But this zone would have probably just been a catalyst for pullback. Obviously, when price is going down, show you what I mean. Price is going down, so that's flipped that. Probably say you're now bearish. Obviously, you've had a little bit of a reaction off something here. So that would have been a 4-hour CPB. And then you've had another reaction and just gone off that. So I'm guessing if it broke that, you could have maybe got something up here. I don't know where prices ended up going. Let's have a look. Yeah. So it's not fully tapped into that, but there might have been like a chain coming out of it. Something like that. Maybe it was that wick. Yeah, so that might have been what it was moving for, if that makes sense. I don't know if this is all too fancy, not fancy now, too cluttered now. Might have a bit of a clutterness. But yeah, just looking at the 4-hour, that's caused your reaction, and then the reaction's then failed. So then you're looking for a zone up here, coming up there. You now got that reacted, that's where you traded from, and then that failed. So then demand's failed, supplies in control, supplies then held on these wicks, on these candles, broke all that, so that had been your new 15-minute zone. Like I said, you could have used the wick. And then, when it come to this, obviously this is in, I don't know if you trade this would be before when I traded, but let's look and see if you've got an entry model. So that'll be a last point of demand. Got a reaction there, a slight reaction, then you get the failure of it all, and it traded back up into this candle here. Yeah, does that make sense? Yeah. And that's where it could have moved to. So yeah, hopefully that all makes sense. Sweet. See you in a bit.